Wow, it is
Are you on?
Tuesday morning. Yes, yes.
Give me my-
I am on. And my
Is this thing on?
yes, yeah. June 18th, 2023 and counting. Maybe you're watching it in 2024 or whatever, but we'll try to keep it as topical as possible and as enjoyable as possible. And this man that I don't know who he is, he just dropped in to help me out today. Jay, we all know Jay Pagluka.
And you're saying I'm here to help?
Oh yes, of course you're here to help.
You send me a coffee? Yes, Bob. I'm here to help. You gave me a coffee.
I didn't. I couldn't remember whether you drank it black or with cream.
It is just the way it, because I can fit more caffeine in the cup this way. That's my theory.
And guess who is there in the center square? Kenny Stomsky.
Good morning, Ken.
I was here. Well, let me put it this way. I was up at 4:30 just so I could be here on time to make sure everything's working for you, Robert.
Isn't he a nice guy?
Honest to God, listen to that. I'm so sorry that I scared you. I know I scared you when I got you.
Oh, no. At 6:01, I was just going to start without you.
Oh, all right. Okay.
Speaking of being scared, I saw the lady in the corner scared the heck out of you when you walked in the room.
Oh, my God. Would you wheel her over? Kenny, did you get this ready for me?
No, I have a plan for that. That we cannot discuss.
Oh, all right, okay, all righty. So there's a surprise going to happen sometime today on the radio here in Westfield.
Something like that.
Yeah, Westfield on Weekends show with me, Bob Plass, Jay Pagluka, in the assistant seat for Rick Berry, who is off today, and we've got Kenny Stomsky there.
Wait a minute. Did you just say that Jay's filling in for Rick?
Yes.
Who was filling in for me?
That's
right. I'm trying to figure that one out.
Okay. Well, it's a long, sordid story.
It's it happened.
Who's the crusty, dusty one?
Oh, that was me.
Oh my God! Let me see if I could do that. You see, everyone, if you're a newcomer to Wow, It's Tuesday, I used to refer to this man to my right as Jay Pagluka, crusty, dusty, musty, and lusty. Did I get them all?
I don't know. I can't even
crusty,
remember.
Musty,
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Were there 7? It's like the dwarfs. So, crusty, musty, dusty, lusty.
Crusty.
Busty. What else?
Yeah, I don't know.
There's got to be another.
There was a lot of STYs in there.
Busty, custy, dusty,
STIs?
Dusty, husty.
I knew when I said it that wasn't a good way to go.
Husty. There is no trusty. Oh, I got trusty.
Trusty was in there.
Right. Susty.
It doesn't matter.
Rusty. There is no rusty. Did I get you?
I've been rusty before
Rusty.
too. Usually first thing in the morning I'm
Are
a
you
little
rusty?
Yeah.
Okay.
And every now and then I come downstairs and Marion's downstairs and she goes, "Is that the stairs creaking?" I go, "No, it ain't the stairs."
Oh my God. Oh God. Yes. Yeah. Boys. I tried out last week. I went to the what is it? The Walgreens store around where I live, and because I said I gotta get a good night's sleep, and I want to get a good night's sleep because I want to get a good night's sleep. So the
a good bottle of Scotch whiskey will get you.
Yeah, you're not able to buy gummies at Walgreens yet.
Yeah.
Oh, listen. Wait a minute.
He brought something.
Did I bring no? That's my mouse. Okay. Hi, Mickey.
Be careful of the mouse in his pocket.
Yeah. I just named you Mickey.
Is that a mouse in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me?
Really? Look at this little red mouse here. I somehow or other I always put it in my pocket because I leave it everywhere, as you know. I always leave my mouse. So I'm at Walgreens and the pharmacy. No, it was CVS. I don't want to play favorites here, but it was CVS.
Some drugstore on the corner.
Yeah. So the CVS guy tells me, I told it last week, that you try this. Because it's not, instead of getting those gummy things from Unisom, the Unison gummy things, okay, are the ones that I tried before, and they seem to work a little bit. And he
How
said,
can
no,
you
you don't
tell?
want
You're
those.
asleep.
Yeah, I know. You don't want those because they're melatonin. It's all melatonin.
Yeah, that's a different type of gummy than what I was talking
Oh,
about.
yeah. Oh, I know that. I know.
All right.
And the second kind of gummy, no, the second thing wasn't a gummy bear, but it was a pill. He said, you don't want this one because it's Benadryl. And you don't want this Unisom because it's Benadryl, but you do want this one. And he pointed it out, and he said, this is the one that's going to allow you to fall asleep quicker. This is not the one that's going to make you simply sleep, okay? It says right on the bottle of my gummies, simply sleep. I should have known then. So I bought the ones that's going to make me fall asleep, okay? I took them last week. I was really, was it 2 weeks ago? I don't know. But it was so bad. It was like I was loopy the next morning on my radio show. I was loopy. So I said, all right, I better.
Then?
Yeah. Do you remember the weekend, the week that I was loopy?
Everyone was talking about it.
All right. So I said last night after a meeting that we had, I went and I said, I need my old gummy bears. I don't care. I'm taking the melatonin. The Unisom calls it Simply Sleeps. It's actually just melatonin with some other colors and stuff. I took them last night. Okay. But Monday night, I took the other ones just to test them out. Jay, all day long yesterday, all I wanted to do was sleep. It was the feeling of fatigue from morning until night. And in the middle of the meeting, we were doing a pride meeting, and in the middle of the meeting, it left me. No. The feeling that I had to sleep
all of a sudden you're
left
awake
me.
now. Okay.
And this was at 7 o'clock at night. Now, I would have preferred to be able to be sleeping. Yeah. So that's why I said I needed the gummies. So I took the gummies, and I actually had a really pretty restful 7-hour sleep, everyone. So here I am.
Okay.
That's my story. I'm sticking to it.
You know, if you get yourself a MyPillow, you might get a.
What kind of dreams do you have on a MyPillow? I wonder.
I think
I have pleasant dreams.
you have to wear a red hat to.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I remember. I have the only image I have of Mr. Pillow. What's the guy's
Mr.
real name?
Pillow.
What's his name?
I don't know.
Okay.
It's my pillow guy.
Mike something.
Yeah, Mike something.
Mike Burrell?
Yeah. Oh, I have no idea. But he looks like a salesman.
Well, he is a salesman.
Oh, he is a salesman.
That's why he's on TV and selling his my pillow.
Oh, okay. That's right.
All right. And for the record, he's not a sponsor.
So he had
Mike Lindell.
That's it.
Mike Lindell. Okay. Oh God, those words I thought would never.
You know, he has slippers now too, Bob.
Well, let me tell you about him. He had a meeting in the Oval Office with you know who, Mr. President, former president. Okay.
Orange Man bad.
Okay. Yeah. And they showed him. The news was that he was so important. It was like a crisis, a world crisis, and we were calling in Mike Lindell to solve the problem.
You know, he went into the White House, and they sat him in the little anteroom outside the Oval Office, and then he was told, kind of like the old Johnny Carson show, sorry, we ran over, you'll have to go home. So he never got to see the president.
You know, I'm open-minded. If a product is good, I purchase it.
Okay. So let me tell you about, he left, the cameras were on him as he was leaving the White House. Okay. And oh God, this would have been embarrassing for me if I had to visit you know who in the White House back then.
You have to visit him anywhere.
His pants had let his shirt, the tail of his shirt, his white shirt, was totally out of his back. I mean, like, so it was tucked in the front, and then he had, if you untuck in the front, it's called a French tuck, which means that it's really high fashion to have one in and one out. Did you know that? No, I know.
I just don't pay. I wear a T-shirt.
Maybe
I
he
don't
was
pay
just
attention.
being laborious.
Laborious.
He was laboring.
Oh.
Did I use that word right?
Laboring. Yes. Working.
He was.
Yeah.
He was
It was
in
working.
He was in
Yeah,
labor.
something a lot of people don't know about.
Well, it was so messy, and I thought to myself, wow, it's not a good sign when the man who's coming to offer you, well, maybe it is, eccentrics are often have good advice, et cetera, et cetera. You go to the eccentric for the good advice.
No, you go to a medium for good advice.
Have you ever been to a
No.
meeting? No?
I generally
Have you?
I generally go to a large.
Oh,
In my case, it's 2X. XL, yeah.
I've had a medium in my house.
no, you're kidding me. Tell me.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember this story. Tell us about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your father swore that he saw something.
No, has nothing to do with anyone or my father swearing.
Oh, all right.
No, I was just noticing weird activities, so I had to have Agawam Paranormal come by the house, and the medium picked up on several different entities, and got freaked the hell out in the front staircase where that guy got killed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah. My house was the first murder in Westfield in like 25 years or something like that.
Oh my God! What year was that murder?
90s, early 90s sometime.
Gosh, and
Yeah.
you live in a murder house?
Yeah.
Was it on sale? Is that how you bought it?
Oh yeah, it was a really good deal.
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
Yeah. Jessica is on later, and we're going to ask if she's ever sold a house that
That's a good
murder.
question. What a
Yeah,
great question.
aren't you? I think you're supposed to disclose that.
Are you?
No, that's only if they're buried in the backyard.
I wonder. There's another murder house. I know. Oh my God, that's three. I know three murder houses.
Oh, you're talking about you're thinking about the other one over on Western Avenue.
Well, that's yes.
Yeah.
Shelley Katowski lives in that house. We had it on a tour.
Yeah,
once.
that's the.
You can-
what do they call that?
Alan.
The Whole Foods murder. Is
Yes,
that one. Yep.
Yeah, the Professor Allen, who was a professor at Westfield State. It's one of the only unsolved murders.
Oh, I
in
remember
Westfield.
reading about
Yeah.
that not long
Yeah,
ago.
Ken McGarion's actually writing a book on it. He's been working on it for several years, and
Son of a gun.
yeah,
Okay.
and they never really solved it. And
Then Captain McCabe a few years ago started to get close.
Yes.
But then he ended up running into brick walls.
there was Nazis involved in it. The guy that Professor Allen was one of the ones that was touting Whole Foods, which led to frozen foods, et cetera, et cetera. And so people
Kind of
thought
like
that
Clarence
he was
Birdseye.
Yeah, that's exactly right. No, you're absolutely
What's your
right.
clearance, Clarence?
Yeah. Do they? But this is interesting.
Roger,
Birdseye products. Do they? Is Birdseye
Birdseye's
still?
still around? Yeah.
I don't know.
It's in the frozen food
product
section.
Yeah.
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 I can't remember even seeing any. Do they advertise or anything?
Yeah,
don't-
you should try their rice cauliflower.
They don't need to advertise since they've been around so long. Those are the products that are on autopilot.
Oh
they've,
my God.
They've been around so long and they have good, solid sales. Why throw money into advertising?
Yeah, yeah. No.
Unless you want to get your market share back because of all these other products.
Well-
when was the last time you saw a commercial from Poster Kellogg's?
Wow, very true. Well, I don't know the
Special
exact.
K is still out there.
It's Special K. Maybe
with the dried up strawberries and blueberries.
cornflakes. You don't see any of that.
Cornflakes you don't. The
Like,
Rooster.
well, if we watch children's television,
Maybe
maybe they're
that's it.
Lucky Charms and all of those things.
yeah, they're
You
still
know,
around, yeah.
Yeah, but they changed
Granola.
them. They're not even called Sugar Smacks anymore.
What,
No, that went away
God
a
help
long
you.
time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's what are
Where'd it go?
What are they called? Now they, I can't think of it.
Golden Smacks or something like that.
Yeah,
Golden
I remember Sugar Smacks when I was a kid because it was all about how much sugar are you putting in your cereal.
Jay-
Not only did I buy Sugar Smacks, but I put sugar on the Sugar Smacks.
One of my grandmothers would serve me Rice Krispies for breakfast and put sugar on top of that.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Oh, yeah.
See, I will never put into my mouth something.
And I'm diabetic today.
With the color that isn't in nature, And Lucky Charms for me, Those colors are not in nature.
Oh, I'd go into the box and just pull the little marshmallows out. I didn't need the rest of it. I wanted just the marshmallows.
Oh, I had no idea there were marshmallows in there.
Well, yeah, that's
What
what
do you
the
think
little
the
colors
charms
are.
are?
Oh.
Yeah.
You know, I probably was signaling my old age.
Cloves.
Back in my youth, I loved Raisin Bran. I loved Raisin Bran.
Yeah, I liked it when I was young, but I
Yeah.
don't now. I don't know why. Yeah.
Is that when you had 2 cubits of raisins instead of 2
scoops.
cups?
2 scoops.
Yep.
Oh, 2 cubits.
2 cubits.
What's a cubit?
They actually had women and men in the factory counting the number of raisins in
Right.
I was the
Hey,
raisin counter.
What's going on this weekend? Let's talk about that for a minute.
Okay, well, I can guarantee that there's a wonderful concert. I hope, if weather holds out on Friday.
Whether weather holds out or not, we're going to do this.
Man, our weather. Artworks has had a couple of concerts that I think have been canceled.
Last year was
postponed.
rained, or last week was rained out. Yeah, and they have a spare weekend. They're going to fit it in.
They're so smart.
Yeah.
Bill and company, Cheryl, are so smart that they're having, I think it's August 25th.
That's Friday night downtown. They do their Friday night concert
Yeah,
series next to Mina's.
I
don't know who's
remember.
on this weekend.
No,
but Saturday night.
Yeah,
we got Saturday night. We've got Corey and the Knightsman Band, and they're going to be out behind the Boys and Girls Club,
And
just prior to the fireworks.
Fireworks.
Yeah,
Now,
the postponed fireworks.
Are you involved with that?
Generally, I get wrapped up in it. Yeah, Ken's going to help me out too.
Kenny, are you? My God.
I'm working sound with Jay, and I'm also going to be filming it for Channel 15.
He's just got his day full.
Oh, my aching back.
Yeah.
So across the way.
You want an aching back? Come and help.
Oh, yeah. Look, I'm now declaring that I'm 78 years old. Wait a minute. August, September, October, November. I'm like 3 months. November 20th. So
A belated happy birthday.
July 20th. July 20th, July to August, August to September, September. Oh, no, I'm 4 months up. So maybe I can still say that I'm 77.
At least Bob is trying to keep track of the months. My father, as soon as he turned 76, every year, I'm 80 now.
I lost track after 25, man.
Here's the deal. You give yourself another year for 2 reasons. Because people then say to you, you don't look your age.
You're fishing for compliments.
Fishing for a compliment. And
Bob stole that from Kathy.
oh, did Kathy say that?
Oh,
good.
yeah.
Oh my God. Okay. Well, it's a trope in the
Oh, you
senior
look so
center.
good
That's
for your
right.
age.
Yeah. And then also, when you discover that you're really not, you're telling people that you're 78, and then you discover one day you start to believe it yourself, and then you really start to. Somebody says, "No, you're not 78. You're 77." And you get back a whole year on that one little moment, and it fills you up with this joy that you got another whole year of life left.
You know, there's at some point where you just don't care.
There's a lot of years that I don't want back.
God, yeah,
Yeah.
No.
Well, on the other hand, a long time ago, you once told Marion that she looked too young for me. She still remembers that, and so I have to keep reminding her, no, you're too young for me.
Yeah.
So
Of course.
Thank you
of
for
course.
that.
Is there this is a terrible question to ask, but I'm going to ask it anyway. When you were in the market, when both of you, well, we've got Kenny in the market over there, or, well, I don't know. He's sometimes in the market, sometimes he's sort of like in that stage. This is what happens.
In the market.
In the market,
you
when
mean
you
Big
say
Y or Stop and
no,
Shop?
I'm off the market.
Oh, that
I'm
market.
off the market for women or dates or
That's what I was
or
afraid.
or men in my life or whatever. I'm off the market, and then suddenly that's what happened. I said I'm never going to find anyone, and then I found James. But was there a age limit or an age? Did you not date anyone over a certain or under a certain age when you were out there in the open market, or was it
No, in my
was it
case-
playing field? Whoever took a shine to you. I love that expression. Took a shine to you, isn't that beautiful?
Over 18 was good.
Over 18. No. How about Was
Well,
there a limit on the other way? Over 40 was
Not
was
really.
bad, or
No,
whatever?
not really. Older women can be fun. And Ben Franklin, and I think I've said this before. Ben Franklin was. He, he was a dirty old man.
Oh,
He
my
was-
God,
Ben
he
Franklin
really-
was a character.
Randy,
for a
Randy,
whole,
Randy.
for a whole bunch of reasons. But there's a quote somewhere, and I'm paraphrasing here, but Ben Franklin once said that he liked older women. Yeah, they knew what they wanted, they knew what they liked, they knew what I liked, and they're always so grateful afterwards. So
Well, I don't know. Older woman would probably tell you the truth. You know how that is. You know.
no, then I'd be
yeah.
afraid they were going to tell me I wasn't good enough. Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
that's right. Well, yeah, because they're unfiltered.
But yeah, exactly. Well,
you know.
I'm
Or they-
unfiltered
you
sometimes.
know.
Talk about unfiltered.
The older you get, the more unfiltered you are.
Or a little more refined, because I remember back when I was 26, one of the ladies that I was involved with for a bit was 46.
Oh my gosh, that is quite an age difference.
Yeah, that's okay. And she was always grateful.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
You want to see?
yeah.
a
I was a young buck, and she was in her prime.
Yeah, there was a recently. Well, you've probably seen or heard of the play 1776.
of
and
course, I was
the
in
movie.
it. I was in it.
Were you really?
Yeah, not the player. I was in a production.
you
of
were in
that
the-
instance.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to say I was actually in.
I was there.
Well,
1776.
most of
He was there.
he was there.
Yeah.
I was
Most-
signing and everything.
Most of the cast of the Broadway show ended up in the movie, which was
Yeah,
really cool.
Exactly.
And I had first seen that movie back in the 70s. Oh no, when it first came out, and I can't remember when. It was, I think, pretty sure it was the early 70s. I'd seen it in Radio City Music Hall, which was
Oh my gosh!
which was a great venue to see that.
Yeah.
And it's always stuck in my mind. So if I see that it's coming up, I'll pay attention.
Yeah.
But that's another one that had so many great lines, so many great one-liners in it that it's worth seeing. And Ben Franklin, of course, being a prominent character at that
man.
time, he's got some great one-liners.
Do you know Sherman Edwards, who wrote the music and the lyrics for that, was a history teacher.
Oh, I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Oh.
was a history. He had never written a Broadway show or anything before. I don't know whether he did anything afterward or not, but he managed to make some beautiful music.
Oh, there was some
yeah,
wonderful tunes in there.
and he used
And
a lot
funny
of the
tunes.
real wood. Yeah. The Walter Isaacs has a great biography. If anybody is interested in reading out there, about Benjamin Franklin, I would highly recommend. Benjamin Franklin is the name of the book. So people know that it's a biography of Benjamin Walter Isaacs.
Recently, there was a PBS documentary on Franklin, and I didn't get through all of it because I fell asleep. I didn't need the pill. I just fell asleep.
That's for me too. All I need to do is at 7 o'clock, I turn on something. By 7:40, I am out like a light.
Marion watches. Well, I'm up early in the morning, as all of you know. At 3 o'clock is my start
Oh
time.
my gosh!
But come 7 o'clock, I watch the news, but then she wants to watch Family Feud, and I've got no patience for Family Feud. I call it. It's the ding. Ding. I don't.
Oh my God, Frankie, my dog. My former dog. Well, my present dog. He passed away. God rest his soul.
Poor Frankie. We all liked Frankie.
Frankie would, every time that damn buzzer or that bell would ring,
ding.
he'd bark.
Oh, that's funny.
And so I couldn't watch Family Feud because
Now I like Frankie even
Oh,
more.
my God.
Yeah. So we didn't. I just can't deal with.
My dog.
Family Feud. So I'll go up and lie down in bed, and all of a sudden, what will put me to sleep the fastest is Hogan's Heroes. I don't know why, but if I put on Hogan's Heroes, I'm out before the episode is done. So and that's always on about that time. So,
really,
yeah, it's on
what
one of
channel
the-
are you watching?
It's one of the streaming channels. It's like on forever.
Oh, okay. Because Hogan's Heroes hasn't been on
Oh, that was a '70s thing.
1970, Robert Crane and
Yes.
Robert Clary and Werner.
Oh, that was a great
Klemperer.
cast. Yeah, that was a good.
I know nothing.
Schultz. I still remember my grandfather, my old grandfather, well into his 80s. I can remember him sitting in the chair and roaring, laughing. Oh, I like that guy, meaning Schultz. He loved Schultz.
Oh my gosh, it's funny when you think about the real premise of it. That there was a really good movie called Stalag 17. Where Richard Widmark.
That's what this was based on.
Yeah, it was based on a dramatic, really good.
A bunch of people escaping from a German prison camp.
Yeah, German prison camp. And so when you think about the real premise of it, you say, where is the humor in it?
They were able to turn that around.
Yeah,
that was actually controversial for a while.
It was really controversial.
You know, how can you be laughing at this? Well, you got to make fun of something.
And then Bob Crane became controversial.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. Yeah. There is a book about Bob Crane's life that was published by Michael Aliosi, I think, who is a publisher from Southwick. And it was actually the basis, I think, for the movie version with what's the guy from Soup's On, or what's that show?
On the Food Channel.
No. The guy went.
Soupy Sales. I don't know.
No. It was about Talk Soup.
Talk Soup.
Talk Soup.
Kinnear?
Greg Kinnear plays Robert Crane.
Oh, no kidding.
In the Bob Crane in that movie. And I can't remember what the name of the movie is, but it shows his decline from a really wholesome person to a debauched, drug using, womanized.
Let's just say there was debauchery involved.
Oh my God! I don't know. I don't know. Hey,
well, if you think about it, he was basically at the time they would have called it a playboy, and you think about it, Charlie Sheen kind of fell into that same thing.
Oh,
Charlie, he fell into what his character was on whatever that show. I can't remember the name of the show. What was
Three
the name
Sons?
of the show?
Or, no. There were four in the house.
2.5 Men.
2.5.
Yeah,
I knew there was a number.
which was actually hilarious. I loved the maid in that.
The
in
writing
that
on
movie.
that show was incredible.
Oh, absolutely great.
Yeah.
But he fell into his character, at least to me, to my mind. He says, "Oh yeah, that's me," and it was his downfall, and it's a shame.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Hey everybody! For the last half hour, you've been watching an episode of Conversation. This is what a conversation is, where I had what were we going to talk? Oh, I had all these
you
things
had a plan.
I had a plan.
Sorry.
Yeah. But that's what conversation is. I did a real last.
That was, if I hadn't showed up, you had a backup.
Well, it would have been Kenny and I talking about God knows what.
About my pillow.
About my pillow.
You know what? Bob's plans are just like red lights in Massachusetts. They're merely suggestions.
Oh. All right. So look at here. This is our first song. This is interesting. Postmodern jukebox takes old tunes and recreates them in some way, or new tunes and creates them in some way. So I saw this the other day. Staying Alive. What movie was that from?
Saturday Night Fever.
Saturday Night Fever, the Bee Gees. So this is Wild Bill. His name is Wild Bill, with Postmodern Jukebox doing a very different version of Staying Alive. Listen to this. See if you like it.
You can tell by the way I use my walk. I'm a woman's man, no time to talk. Music loud and women warm. Been kicked around since I was born. Yeah, it's alright, it's okay. You can look the other way. You can try to understand. Do your times affect on man. Whether you brother, whether you mother, staying alive, staying alive. Be the city shaking and everybody breaking. I'm staying alive, staying alive. Staying alive, staying alive, oh, staying alive. Well, I get low and I get high. I can't get in, then I sure do try. Got the wings of heaven on my shoes. I'm a dancing man and I just can't lose now. It's alright, it's okay. I'll live to see another day. You can try to understand. Do your times if they don't man. Whether you brother or whether you mother, you staying alive, staying alive. Be the city shaker and everybody begging, staying alive, staying alive. Oh, 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 staying alive, staying alive. Oh, 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 staying alive. Oh, life's going nowhere. Somebody help me. Somebody help me, yeah. You can tell by the way I use my walk on a woman's man, no time to talk. Music lighted, women warm, been kicked around since I was born. It's alright, it's okay. You can look the other way. You can try to understand. Do your times affect on man. Whether you brother or whether you mother, you staying alive, staying alive. The city's wrecking and everybody shaking, staying alive, staying alive. Oh, 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 staying alive, staying alive. Oh, 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 staying alive. Oh, oh, oh.
Support for community radio on WSKB provided by Westfield Electroplating. Employing over 140 skilled platers, painters, and technicians, Westfield Electroplating was founded in 1946 and was the first company in the country to achieve National Aerospace and Defense Contractor Program accreditation, proudly maintaining that status for over a decade. Westfield Electroplating provides over 50 quality finishes to meet your corrosion, cosmetic, or performance needs. On the web at www.westfieldplating.com or 413-568-3716. Westfield Electroplating, putting the finishing touches on technology.
I'm Mark Auerbach. Join me every Friday at 8 a.m. for Arts Beat, where you'll meet interesting actors, directors, designers, and musicians here in Western New England.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB.
Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM, WSKB Westfield.
Wow, it is Tuesday morning, and we're in June 18th. No, July. Why do I have?
Don't
June
take a
18th?
month away.
I've got June. I here on my chart. Yeah. We can't be anywhere but where we are, whatever that means. And here we are. We're with Jay Pagulka, trustee sidekick, who's returned to replace for a week.
Only temporarily.
Only temporarily.
I don't want to scare people here. Then they're going to think I'm here. Oh no, he's back.
And well, she's I do a now I'm on Instagram every
This is the light of our Tuesday mornings here. Yes,
I'm on Instagram last night. Yeah, and I'm trying to think of what I'm going to talk about for a minute and a half, and I'm doing one every day. So if you go on Instagram, you can go to I think it's Plasse Plasse Bob. Or, wow, it's Bob. I'm not sure, you might not get the right Bob if you do wow, it's Bob. But try Plasse Bob and go on Instagram. It's also done on Facebook. I've with Jim Johnson Corwin has linked them somehow. And I'm also on Threads. But Threads I don't understand to save my life. But at any rate, so I'm looking for a subject to talk about last night. And I did one on Jessica Martin.
You talked about me on Instagram?
I talked about you and why you're a perfect guest.
Whoa. What? So, okay, I haven't seen this clip on Instagram. Would you like to regale?
I
me with
even
me?
did hashtag Jessica Martin Realty.
What?
Hashtag Jessica Martin.
Who is this person on social media? This is crazy.
Look.
He's now officially an influencer.
Yes.
And as an influencer, I have to dress a little bit. I decided.
You're very hip
You know,
today.
yeah. West. I'm hip, isn't
Yeah,
it? Yeah,
very
yeah,
hip.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
I noticed right away.
No.
There's never
You
mind.
know, for years, I did not want to show.
Look at these gams.
All right, the gams are pretty good. I actually somebody said,
You got
know, all these years-
stand up, Bob. We all want to see your
All right,
see your
here, wait.
Show
shorts.
the
Wait
world
a
the
minute.
legs.
Here, I'll
Oh,
walk out here.
walk the runway.
Got
He's gonna
shorts
walk
on.
the runway.
Gotta pull myself
Gonna do it.
He's gonna pull his.
Here we go.
Okay,
Yep.
yep.
It's gorgeous. Get the
There he
hands
is.
out.
Yeah, and there. Okay.
Here, wait a minute.
But yeah.
Straight.
If we could get
Straighten
a
up,
different head,
tuck it
I
in.
might look like a young person.
All right. So those of you who do not have channel 15 on, you're lucky. So,
For years,
the
I've been
fashion
avoiding
show.
people seeing my hairless Ken doll legs. That now that the Barbie movie,
We'd like
is
to
coming
tell
out-
you more about it, but we can.
Yeah. But so this is what I said about Jessica yesterday on Instagram. I said, look, what do you want to? You want to be a great guest for a radio or television show. Most of the viewers, most of my followers or whatever, aren't ever going to be on television. But I said one of the ways you can do it is by being interested and being interesting. And I said, then let me tell you how Jessica Martin is interesting.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay, so you want to tell me how you are interesting?
She was sitting there waiting for
I
compliments.
thought you were just gonna pour
All
on.
right.
Yeah, just let it
me
come
tell
out.
you all the good
Just
things
turns
about
that around. Oh no.
Why don't you tell everyone why you're so great? You want to? I mean, point out my narcissism. One of my best qualities is my narcissism. Let me tell you the other great things about me.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
No, I like being interesting. I think that's a great way to that's a goal. I think that I've always had
Would
too. Is
you-
above all things, I wanted to be interesting.
And so that basically is where I am in my life. And maybe
Yeah.
that's why we've always related.
Yeah.
Is the idea that I'm not going to be boxed in.
Yes.
I'm going to find my joy. And if my joy means then I'm going to dress like a 2-year-old. Or yesterday, I
just
got
for
the
the
brainy
day.
idea, why don't I start to wear T-shirts that have something on them that I like?
Graphic tees.
Graphic tees
Yep.
and different graphic tees.
Yep.
So I found some graphic tees. I might wear them, but then I started to thinking.
I might
No, I was wondering. Do you wear graphic tees in the fall and spring?
All year
winter?
long.
But, yeah, the great
So-
thing about it is now you can go online and find anything. You can make whatever you want.
I already have some great ideas for graphic tees
There
for
you-
Bob.
yeah.
They're already just
you-
pouring in. Like,
oh
I'm
my-
like,
yeah.
oh, it'll be so funny if Bob wears that T-shirt.
Oh my God, really? So look, I went out and they're like $20 each. So I thought, do I spend $100 on T-shirts? You know, and then I started to think, well, I'm going on this cruise, so I've revealed my legs by buying shorts,
Love it.
but I want the shorts to be dark, just in case I have. Never mind.
Yes, I don't.
Oh,
I don't want to know.
You
any
don't.
more
You
about
don't
that.
want to know about that.
But-
yeah.
It all depends
this
on
really
what
your
type of day you're
It
having, right, Bob?
Depends on the day.
Is this your first go to shorts? Have you been a pants, trousers guy your
Since
whole life?
the 1960s, I wore them all the time in the 1960s.
Like actual shorts, though, in
Actual-
the 60s, like real shorts. They don't call them long.
oh no! Oh no! Oh yeah! Oh yeah! I was always.
We
in
call them
stuff.
Speedos today.
Speedos.
You know what I wore in the 60s was? Did you maybe even have a pair at home? I wear them at Pumpkin Fest. Carpenter's pants.
Oh, the
Or
overalls.
Painted,
Yeah.
painted pants that it's like a onesie.
Overalls.
Yeah,
Like
overalls.
Oshkosh bagosh with the buckle.
Oh my God, I love them.
Yes.
I really
I'm a big
love
fan.
Farmer's jeans.
Yeah,
farmer's jeans.
Yep.
I don't think that Farmer's Dream. I don't know. Maybe do people wear them regularly?
I was
No?
just at a party with a bunch of young people, college graduation, and 3 out of 5 girls had on a short set,
Really?
like the short pants version, but with the bib top and the
That's
straps.
cool.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah,
So
it's
they're definitely
stylish.
still, they come in and out, and yep.
Yeah.
Do they still come with the flap in the back?
I think you're supposed
That's
to drop
Dr.
the top,
Jensen's.
right? Those are the PJ version.
That's the PJ version. Yeah, yeah. Although that would be a good version for us old folks because
The flap in the back.
yeah,
No,
flap in the back,
I
flap in
can't,
the
I can't
front.
reach. I can't reach around anymore. I need to have strings
Stuff
up
in
here.
front.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shorts, though, I mean, especially in a season like this where it's been so hot and so humid, like shorts are life changing. I went through a phase in my life where I'm like, I just don't want to show my legs.
No,
I like
no.
wearing pants.
Yeah.
And you don't realize how miserable and hot you are until you've been wearing jeans all summer and someone says, put on some shorts. And you're
Oh,
like,
God.
And then you realize, oh,
Yes.
And once it's like once you take the plunge, you never go back.
and it's like anything.
Kenny is a good example. He wears shorts 12
Year
months
round.
until
Yeah.
until early January.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First snowfall.
So-
First
yeah.
snowfall.
okay.
First snowfall.
Shorts
Yeah.
go, pants
Okay,
go.
so I also discovered about shorts is that when you're getting dressed in the morning, it seems like it takes like 1 minute.
It's easier.
Really? What is that? What
Your
makes
foot's not
that-
having to find its way all the way
That's
down
right.
to the end of those
yeah.
pants.
Yeah. For some reason, you can just get, like, for instance, oh my God, somebody's at the door and I'm not dressed. Boom, boom, boom. You're right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know.
And the stretchy ones are the best. You got to have the stretchy
Oh,
ones.
I always have
Yeah.
to have this stretchy. one.
Yeah.
Very
Because then it's
comfortable.
whoop, no belt, no nothing. Just
Yeah.
we're done.
Yeah. So at any rate, in order to be interesting,
Yes.
I said, Jessica, what makes Jessica interesting? I said, you're a realtor, you're a beekeeper, you are a reader. And I said, folks, that's most important. She reads. To read is so important. And also, she's married to a heavy metal
A rock and roll guy.
rock and roll guy.
He keeps me interesting.
In an early reel, I said she's tattooed all over, and then I thought, oh, I don't know whether I should say that or not.
fine.
Yeah.
He just
Describing
did.
factor.
I just did. Yeah. And I said, and she also is able to have a conversation and go wherever she goes because she's sort of you're a really wonderful listener.
Thank you.
Yeah, no.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. And so then I said, so tune in tomorrow, and it turned out to be lousy promotion. But what the hell? I'll do it on Monday night. On every day. For me, this is a creative outlet.
Yeah.
The older you get, maybe the younger you are, maybe whatever, maybe it's good for everyone to try to find a place in your life to create something from nothing, regardless of what that is. And everyone has the ability to do that, don't you think?
Yes.
You know?
I completely agree.
How are you creative in life? I mean, like I just told everyone how creative you are as a person, from my vantage point. But is there a mental thing going on or an intentional thing going on?
I think the problem solving is my strongest creative skill set. Like I can definitely think my way through a lot of scenarios when it comes to life and work and just things in general, from the beekeeping to whatever else I have to do. So I think I can get very creative in that end. But I don't have a serious creative I like writing, right? So reading and writing go hand in hand, but I'm not actively in pursuit. I'm not I got to get 3 more pages done today. I don't write in that regard, but I do enjoy it. I run a blog on my website.
You
so-
do?
Yeah, just little blurbs. There's probably one about you on there somewhere.
No.
Yes.
If there's not, let's make
I
one.
think I've done a radio show blog, and I think I did a blog about your family when we sold the homestead. So there's
Holy
probably 2
mother, my
blog
God.
blogs out there. But
Did you get people responding
maybe,
saying,
maybe don't read that one.
No. Are blogs being replaced by something else now?
Oh, I feel like people try to convince you that everything is replacing everything else, and you'll notice that something becomes a trend. Like you're telling me you just got on Instagram. Like
Right.
I loved Instagram when it first came out, and it became my favorite social media format, whatever platform. But then Snapchat comes and TikTok and all these things, and everyone convinces you have to be on the hottest, newest
Right.
thing. And I just am at that. I'm at the age in my life. I'm a middle-aged woman, and I don't want to learn all the newfangled things. I want to use what I like, do what I like, because that's what you'll continue to actually do. So for me, it was always a static website. It was never a Facebook. It was whatever my .com was. I will go to that. I will update it. I will put a little blog up. I will share that to my social media. So there's a link to come to my website to read whatever I posted.
right.
But I never really posted directly to social media, and just didn't buy into you have to be here. You have to do what you enjoy doing with consistency to do
And
it.
that's
So
that consistency. I mean, I keep thinking, oh God, what am I going to talk about today or tomorrow or whatever? And I want to make my Instagram reels interesting for folks, without it being, oh, here's Bob again. The ego of the Bob.
right, here comes Bob talking again.
Yeah. I follow a guy. I've talked about them on my show a lot. Sam and Ryan, Samantha Fedeke and Ryan. Oh God, McCartan. But Ryan's a Broadway star who was on Liv and Maddie on oh God, what's that channel? Napoleon.
Nickelodeon.
Napoleon.
Yes.
Napoleon is
Napoleon?
another. Well, I don't know. Napoleon, Nickelodeon.
The Napoleon
Who the hell
channel.
cares? So I've been watching them, and they had a regular talk show or whatever, little 15, 20-minute thing, and now they're doing their separate things, and he has a Me Mondays, and he talks. He's not a therapist or anything, but he's very positive and all of that sort of stuff, and it's kind of fun to watch. And then they do these streaming things. He does streaming on. What would be the streaming? Twitch. Do you know Twitch?
Twitch is terrifying.
So.
Oh my gosh! I think
what is it?
I've tuned in twice. And I think it started for video gaming initially. Like people would play video games and watch each other play video games.
Right.
My experience with Twitch was through Sean, my husband. He and a couple of his other friends who are also in bands in different parts of the country. One was in Buffalo, New York. One was in San Francisco, and he was in our house in Connecticut.
Right.
And they were watching old VH1 shows, like Bret Michaels' Rock of Love type, spoofy reality shows. They would watch that on the screen, and then it would be all of their pictures on the screen. And then on the sidebar, there's commentary from the other people who are tuned in.
Oh, yeah.
So they're all talking. The show is running. There's all these comments that they're responding to in the side. I almost had a seizure trying to keep up with all the stuff on the screen. And I was
Have
like,
you
I
seen
can't
it? Have
watch
you ever
this.
been on?
Just in general, social media, I tried to get into Facebook, and I think you said it from the very top of this. You've got to constantly stay there. And if I'm trying to figure out what everybody around me is doing, I've got to constantly be looking at it because it rolls off the screen and it's gone. When the internet was new back in the 90s, I started a couple of websites. I maintained the one for the ski area out at Blandford.
Right.
And that was fun because here's what's happening today. Do it once. And everything that I posted is everything that everybody needs to know to go skiing today. Then the next day, here's the weather. And basically, I just looked up whatever my favorite forecast was.
Sure.
But the good news was there were 3 or 4 forecasts that you could get online. And I just looked for the nicest forecast.
Yeah.
And that was the one I posted.
It's all subjective.
Yes, it is. And, and then it's still a wild guess sometimes.
Yeah.
But I could understand the web. It's a 24/7 billboard. In my head, that's what worked.
Yes.
But I could never get my head around the constant, here's what I'm doing at this moment. This is what I'm eating right now. I don't care. I just don't understand why people get so wrapped up in that.
And then when you're consuming it, it's again not good for your own focus and your own stuff when you're consuming other people's feeds. But then the problem for me, I quit social media recently, so I don't. I still exist there, but
Good for
I
you.
haven't been on since
Yeah.
March.
Yeah.
But
Oh, good for you.
The problem becomes, much like Bob is describing, which I think is great if you are a person who has good mental health and doesn't actually get affected, which I think is a limited number of the population.
Right.
There's
But
3 people.
there's there's 3 people on Earth. But I found myself actually doing things with the intention of posting them on social media. Like I would be like, okay, I'm out with my husband. We're gonna take this picture. Oh wait, that one's not good. Let's take another one. Let's take another one.
yeah.
Oh, that one's good.
Now
we're
you're
gonna put
trying to
that on the
please
internet later.
everybody else but yourself.
Yes, and I'm like, why am I out with my husband, who I should be enjoying a good time with, a good meal with, a good concert, whatever we're doing? Why do I care about sharing it with the masses? Like, I don't even have a particular person in mind that I would take a picture and like, oh, let's take a picture and send it to Bob. Like, no, let's take a picture and put it up publicly for everyone's consumption so that they can say, oh, look at these jerks out at dinner again, or oh, look how great their life is. Like, you have no idea what people are going to say or do. But I definitely found my motivation for taking photos was sharing them with other people, not for my own memories or not to share with a
Yeah,
family
and
member.
that's when the
And I
switch.
said, I gotta stop this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. You're exactly right. And where it got to be me, where what turned that switch for me was, I don't care what you're eating.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
really
Funny
don't.
one.
And that's the idea here is content that is worthwhile.
Yes.
Now, what's happening right now on Instagram, as far as I could tell, is that people are working to get content that is informative. It's a lot more than just, well, hi folks, I'm wearing this today, et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
There's an intentional wanting to connect with something worthwhile. If you're
Yes.
just going to, however, the problem is this. Once you're on Instagram, okay, so you go on Instagram. I'll just pull it up right here, wait a minute, if I can.
Pull it right up.
All right, pull it right up. There. All right, Instagram. There, it's coming on. I could be, once it comes on and I go, oh, okay, there we go.
Class bomb.
All right, so I then start to look at it, and I am on, because they're so interesting,
You get lost in it.
You do.
I get lost, and I can be there for a half hour.
It's a
Now,
great-
a half
great
hour
time-
of my
time
life,
killer.
and
That
am
you'll
I
never get back.
and it's yes. However, was I informed or educated or entertained? Yeah.
But can't I get
But-
entertained by the world around me? Like, I sit out on the back deck and I listen to nature. There's something about that you forget.
Yeah.
Oh, but I'm sitting and I'm listening to nature, but I don't have my phone with me. I got to go get my phone.
Phone,
No,
yeah.
just
Well,
leave it alone.
My friend Happy, she said to me, "Bob, I love your reels."
You have a friend happy?
It's just
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
say,
oh yeah, yeah.
how do we
Oh,
not
when
know about your
she's
friend
not
Abby?
one of those. She's not one of those small men.
Dwarf.
Oh, no. I wasn't going
Oh
there,
no,
Bob.
no, all right. But she said to me, "Bob, I love your reels because I don't know where you're going the next day." Now
That happens every Tuesday, Bob.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, really true. Yeah. And in reality, I suppose I should take a moment here and play the song that our Wisconsin music director, Peter, who's in the box there? Kenny, get ready for the 6:45 song, if you could. Could you do that? Is that possible?
Is that because it's 6:54?
Yes, yeah. And I had a song for 6:30, but we'll scratch that for now.
Scratch
Because
Oh boy, I did so much work yesterday downloading all of these files.
Now he's got to cue this
man.
up.
Yeah.
Oh.
But what the Wisconsin?
Is the Wisconsin one the mind something?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. The my Wisconsin music director Chris Soman said, "Look, Bob, today I'm sending you a song that reminds me of you," and it's so true. My mind's got a mind all its own. This is the name of the song.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
I'd have to agree with that.
Yeah.
Yes.
And is that bad? No, it's just what it is. And I don't know whether that's ADHD. What is it? What is it?
You
I
think
mean,
you're
does your mind have a mind all
undiagnosed.
its own?
Yes. That's your,
When I was put myself back in high school for a minute, I only felt right when I was doing what everybody else thought we should do, right? When you're a teenager, you've got to be normal.
Yes.
Then I found out in my 20s that it was a whole lot more fun being not normal.
Yes.
Don't be the same as everybody else. Be weird. Be weird. And I found that over the years, I've had a whole lot more fun being weird.
Well, is that being authentic when we recreate ourselves? In a sense, that's why reimagine what we are or whatever. I mean, like our lives are fuller when we intentionally.
Yeah, when you're authentic, yes.
When you're authentic. But are you being authentic? Am I being authentic? I'm asking for me. Am I being authentic when I say, look, I want to wear T-shirts. I'm going to start to wear T-shirts that have graphics on them because that's fun.
Yeah.
And it gives me joy and it makes me interesting. Now, if I'm only doing it to make me interesting, I'm sorry, that's not going to work, is it?
No, you have to actually enjoy it in order for it to make you interesting. So if you're just thinking you're going to put on a T-shirt and you're like, I'm Bob and I'm interesting now. No, you're already interesting. So if you want to add a funny T-shirt, you can add a funny T-shirt or an artsy T-shirt. So offensive T-shirt, whatever you want.
Yeah. It's that fine line between trying to be, when I was trying to be an actor, I was a lousy actor. When I forgot that I just let me stop thinking about what the audience wants. Let me live this character rather than give the audience what they want. Let me live this
song. All I got to do is act naturally. And I can't remember the name of it, but that's a great song.
It is. But acting naturally is thinking about what you're doing or thinking about what you're saying. If you're thinking about acting naturally, you're not really acting naturally. Acting natural means that you're not thinking about it. You're just being who you are.
You
just
go.
being.
Yep.
You may have made an intentional. Now, this is interesting because in the next block, I'm going to get a tattoo.
Oh, exciting.
Yeah. After we play the song. But I wondered about you in tattooing, and think about this. Let's put that on hold when we get to that next block. That intentional tattooing.
Yes.
And why?
As opposed to unintentional
right,
tattoo?
the unintentional surprise tattoos.
Well, I woke up this morning, I was in a fur coat on a bed, and I had a I love Julie on my arm. Who the hell is Judy? Whose fur coat? No, it's Julie's fur coat, apparently, and there we are.
No regrets.
No regrets.
No regrets. No regrets. All right, here's My Mind's Got a Mind All Its Own. It's by a performer, Jimmy Dale Gilmore. My Mind's Got a Mind All Its Own.
My mind's got a mind of its own. Takes me out a walking when I'd rather stay at home. Takes me out to parties when I'd rather be alone. Lord, my mind's got a mind of its own. I've been doing things I thought I'd never do. I've been getting into trouble without ever meaning to. I know sooner settle down than I'm right back up again. I feel just like a leaf out in the wind. 'Cause my mind's got a mind of its own. Takes me out a walking when I'd rather stay at home. Takes me out to parties when I'd rather be alone. Lord, my mind's got a mind of its own. I seem to forget half the things I start. I try to build a house and then I tear the place apart. I freeze myself in fire and I burn myself on ice. I can't count to one without thinking twice. My mind's got a mind of its own. Takes me out a walking when I'd rather stay at home. Takes me out to parties when I'd rather be alone. Lord, my mind's got a mind of its own. I tell myself to do the things I should, and then I get to thinking that them things ain't any good. I tell myself the truth, but I know I'm lying like a snake. You can't walk on water at the bottom of the lake. My mind's got a mind of its own. Takes me out walking when I'd rather stay at home. Takes me out to parties when I'd rather be alone. Lord, my mind's got a mind of its own.
Underwriting for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Boys and Girls Club of Greater Westfield, serving the youth of the Whip City and surrounding communities since 1969. For more information on the Great Futures Club for ages 3 to 5, happening weekdays, and the Club Teen Center for ages 11 and older, weekdays from 6:30 till 8 p.m., go online at bcgwestfield.org or visit the club at 28 West Silver Street. The Boys and Girls Club of Greater Westfield. Great futures start here.
Join me, Tina Gorman, each week from 6 to 8 a.m. for Wake Up Wednesday, when my guests and I discuss health, wellness, and lifestyle reimagined.
Community Radio 89.5 WSKB.
Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM WSKB Westfield.
Wow, it is a Tuesday. If you're watching on a Wednesday or Thursday, pretend it's Tuesday. It doesn't matter.
Hey, for the record, I understand that you didn't have your tattooist come in and join.
Oh,
today.
man.
But I've got a Sharpie in the other room. In fact, there's many colors of Sharpies.
Bring the Sharpie in. Bring
okay.
the Sharpie. Hey, before Jay, you're off
I've
to
got
the
to split.
hinterland.
Yeah, I've got to go off the real job.
So you are working on the fireworks but let's first say Artworks is Friday night.
Friday night.
And what time?
Artworks
I think
downtown.
it's
7 o'clock. Yeah, 7
o'clock.
Usually 7
free,
to 9.
Free in the lot on next to Mina's Wine and Spirits.
Yes.
Okay, go on artworkswestfield.com to find out all about that. How about the fireworks? This is done with the city.
The city's doing the fireworks. This was postponed just before the 4th of July.
Mm-hmm.
And, you don't know. Unfortunately, with fireworks, because they've got to be there first thing in the morning to start setting up.
Right.
You've got to make that call first thing in the morning or the night before.
Sure.
And so they called it off. The poor guys in City Hall had to make the decision. And then an hour later, out comes the sun for the rest of the day. What are you gonna do?
Was beautiful on the day that it was originally scheduled.
So, and yes, can you do fireworks with a little bit of rain? Yeah. Can I do a concert with a little bit of rain? Yeah.
How's it looking for Saturday?
I think it'll be fine.
Yeah. So if folks want to go, where do they go and where do they see it? How?
Out behind the Boys and Girls Club.
Right.
And, the South Middle School or whatever they call that now.
Westfield Middle.
Westfield Middle School on West Silver Street.
And it'll be down there. The music will start around 6:30 or so. Fireworks a little after 9.
Corey
Corey and the
Bruno,
Knightsman Band.
Corey and the Knightsman,
Yeah. So it'll be a lot
tradition.
of fun.
Oh, there's going to be a few surprises with the Knightsman Band as well. We have choir members that are going to be joining in.
Oh, hallelujah. Their choir is just something else.
Yeah,
at the school, high school.
Let's plug Ken's thing. Ken, what's that thing you put online? That little documentary.
Ready to Compete: A Choir's Story. It's a documentary of how they went down to Virginia in the spring and just they kicked ass. That's what they did.
Yeah,
all right, there's no other way of saying it.
And the documentary has been nominated for an award.
I'm currently tied for 6th place.
Oh,
now how was that judged? Is it popularity?
Well, the first couple of weeks they open it up to public voting, but you have to pay in order to vote.
That's how that works.
Yeah, well, you pay to lease the films. Now, the issue is that there's 38 films.
Ooh.
So you're 6 out of 38. That's not bad.
Well, the thing is, I'm being judged with a 1 hour and 55-minute feature documentary against 4-minute theatrical shorts.
Oh.
Because they're just lumping them all together. So I am hoping in the end the actual judges look at all the criteria and they separate feature documentaries from 5-minute theatrical artsy fartsy shorts.
Well, you got
because they're two different things.
Yeah, well,
apples and oranges.
You got to take your 2-hour thing now and turn it into a 3-minute
5-minute
promo.
video.
Yeah.
But there's really maybe 5 or 6 at the most full-length feature documentaries, and the documentaries really aren't all that good. One of them was just somebody recorded a football game, and then they added the coach's speech at the end, and that was it.
Well, that's okay. We know it's some stuff like this. It's not like the Grammys or the Oscars, but you know what? We thought it was important enough that just a couple of weeks ago we made sure that Ken got his award, and it was presented right here on the air.
Yeah.
So Ken, again, congratulations.
Where did you put that, Ken? Where'd you put your
It's
award?
posted prominently in my studio at home.
Yes,
there's a light on it now and a votive candle.
That's right.
There's actually a light next to it and it looks like one of those old-fashioned, the old movie set lights that had the 4 flaps.
Oh, I love it. Yes.
Yeah, I've got one of those.
Barn doors on it.
Yes.
Yeah. And for the record, if I'm paraphrasing a little because I can't remember what I made up for it, but it was something along the lines of, for the very best documentary for a chorus that was done in the spring of 2023 in Westfield, Mass. That we know of.
By Ken Stomsky.
And I did post a clip of that up on my feed on social media.
But thank you, Ken. I know that was a lot of work, but it was a lot of fun, and the kids got a big kick out of it.
And these kids, they're it's an award-winning choir, and they're going to be joining in with the band.
Oh, it's get set. So that's fireworks. Okay.
That's worth the price of admission, which, by the way, is
free.
Zero.
Yeah.
It's free. it is free.
All right,
okay.
guys.
Are you anywhere else this week for an outdoor
not
thing?
This week, but look up Worthington Golf Course. There's a couple of concerts coming up there in the next month or so, and some great shows going up just up in Worthington. A little, half hour, 40 minutes up Route 40.
Nice
112
there.
up Route 112. A lot of fun. It's going to be a great summer full of music.
Wonderful. And I got to note one other event. I went this past Saturday, every Saturday during the summer and maybe into the fall. It is School Street Saturdays, and they have all these vendors on the street.
Nice.
School Street.
That's cool.
And I bought my fire cider, and I'm all set. I'm all happy, et cetera, et cetera.
Fire cider.
Amen.
All right.
Amen.
There's a fall cider we can talk about later on, but that's
Get out of here.
See you later.
Get out of here.
Wait a minute. Dickens cider doesn't come out until the winter.
Dickens. That's part of Decemberfest.
Yeah.
On a cider.
Boy, oh boy.
Oh, my God, help
Have a
me.
great day, Jay.
Get out of here, both of you. All righty. Hey, Jess,
Yes.
we were talking tattoos before.
Well,
Okay.
You mentioned we were going to talk about
Wait,
tattoos.
well, I was
Yes.
going to give myself a tattoo, as part of my reimagining. Okay. I decided that I am going to have a different tattoo every week or so.
Ooh, exciting.
And rather than have the needles on me, maybe this leads up to the needle part.
Ooh, that'd be
okay, I don't know. But so for the last 3 weeks, I've had permanent tattoos.
Temporary tattoos.
How long do temporary tattoos last?
Depends on how expensive they are.
You're kidding me.
Yeah, I think if you get some good quality temporary tattoo, or you get one of the like if you're at a fair or Disney World or something where
Right.
they have the booth where they like airbrush them on you.
Yeah.
I think those can last for a couple of weeks.
Well, mine have
obviously
been.
got to hold your arm out of the shower water. You don't want
Oh,
to
yeah.
scrubbing
No.
on them, but I think you
Actually,
can get 2 weeks out of them.
I got a week out of mine,
Yeah.
maybe even more, but I get bored and I want to have a different.
That's why
one.
temporary tattoos are good for you.
$6.95 got me like 4,000 package of tattoos.
Nice. Which style of tattoo did you choose to stick on first?
A rainbow.
Ooh, a fun rainbow. All right.
A rainbow.
I love it.
Then I did a.
You need to find a unicorn to jump over that rainbow to
need a
tattoo
unicorn
on top of
tattoo.
it.
I could see Bob with a nice dolphin tattoo.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So then the following
Maybe a shark
one
with
was
laser beams.
Yeah, was a sun with. I got what I did was I got some pride tattoos.
Oh, fun.
You know, so that they were all these different colors of the Westfield Pride flag, and I thought it was sort of a political statement in its own way. It's no longer a political statement. They're just fun. I want to buy some others because I'm not tired of these, but I want to you know, like your tattoos. You have a bunch of different
Put some
kind of
big ones on, make you look like you have a sleeve.
Yeah.
Big tiger tattoo.
Oh my God.
Dragon.
Yeah. And it's interesting that how you do it. It's so simple. As you just. And I was going to put one on today, and I left them at home. It kills me next time. We'll every time you're on, I'll put on a different.
We'll stick a tattoo on you. I like this. Yep.
So you put the tattoo on, and then you take water, and you just sort of dab it, and keep dabbing it and dabbing it and dabbing it, and then when you think it's been dabbed enough, you pull it off, and there you have your tattoo.
It's awesome.
And they're really pretty good. But my tattoo had yellow. Now, is yellow a color of that you usually have in a tattoo? Do you have any yellow on you?
I do have some yellow. I'm a little bit tan right now, so you probably can't. Like this is like gold, so there's usually.
Gotcha.
But it is a tough color to put in the skin. But it does exist in tattooing.
You are. I mentioned before that you were a tattoo artist. So have you done tattoo? When you say an artist,
so no, I am a tattoo. So I'll call myself a tattoo collector, just meaning I've collected tattoos my whole life. But I worked in the.
Is that different than a tattoo wearer?
Yeah, I'm a tattoo wearer. Yes,
yeah.
I wear the tattoos. I worked in the tattoo industry on the equipment side, so I manufactured tattoo supplies. Which was really, really awesome job to have when you're interested in tattooing but not artistically inclined, because you do have to have a skill set to do tattoos on people. I did not possess that skill set, but I was super interested and I still wanted to be immersed in it. So I found myself a job at a company that did tattoo supplies.
And so give us some supplies that I would need if I wanted to become a tattooer.
Needles,
is it a tattooist? Right? I guess it's tattooist.
Yeah. Tattooist, tattooer, tattoo artist. They all have different things.
Yeah.
Titles, whatever you want to call it. So you need needles, ink, some sort of tattoo machine.
Wait a minute. Needles that go up and down.
Yes. Yep. That's how we get it on.
I mean, like, wait a minute. Yep. So you're not going to take a needle and put it in your skin. Well, that's prison.
How tattoos are done. All tattoos are done with needles.
Yes, I know that, but don't you have a machine?
Yep.
But you could do it without it and do it.
Yeah, the hand stick and poke.
You could get a stick out in the jungle and stick it into some natural dye and
traditional tribal style. Yep, that's real too.
Yep. And then don't forget about the heavy metals and the prison tats.
Yes.
Yeah. So tell me. So okay.
Yes.
So you need needles.
Yep.
And then you need ink.
Yes. Yep.
Is there an ink that they must have done studies as to whether an ink is good to put into the body?
Absolutely not. You'd think so, but no.
No.
There's no FDA approved. To my knowledge, I've been out of the business for a little while, but when I worked in tattooing, there was no FDA approved safe, air quotes, tattoo ink. So it was, some sort of powder-based pigment to get the color, and then like glycerin, alcohol, and water is the mixture. So you just have your color.
So you're not putting acrylics, oil-based paint into your system?
No, but powder-based. But again, what's in there? Like one of the things that they say, like Ken just mentioned, heavy metals, there could be nickel in the pigment. Like it's definitely still risky, but like black ink is just carbon. So black.
Yeah, you don't want to go into an MRI with those.
Yeah, see? Nickel tattoo and be
bursted
into flames.
Oh my God, yes.
Well, you're burn anyway.
Yeah.
Do they ask that when you do?
Yeah, I think yes. There's a lot of questions now that you would get asked before some sort of medical procedure, and I think that is rare that you would ever have enough if you did have something like that in your skin, that it would be enough to react like that. But it's certainly possible. Yeah, it's a risk. It's not a. It's an elective procedure, right? We've chosen to do it, and there's some risk involved. And it's become very popular.
Had you sign an
agreement?
agreement?
Yes. Yep. There's usually a 2-page form that you have to sign at the tattoo shop that says you consent to what they're about to do to you, and no regrets. You can't go back once
Oh,
you're done.
Ah.
Yep.
And if you're dissatisfied with the tattoo, you then
You-
are offered a.
You can complain. It's so again, you signed the waiver. We gave you what you asked for. If you're unhappy with it, we can offer to fix it. You can go see someone else to fix it. But really, it's very rare that you would give back money. Like you don't get a refund because you still have the tattoo and you got what you asked for. So there's kind of no takesies backsies. It's very rare for a tattoo shop to give a refund.
However, you could tattoo over a tattoo.
Yes, not as easy as it sounds, but you can do it.
No, so when you say not as easy as it sounds, could you explain
You
that
have
a
to
bit?
go extremely larger than the original tattoo, darker, bigger. So it's not just like, oh, I have this little tattoo of a ladybug and I want to cover it with the bird. Like you have to come up with something more intricate and hide whatever was underneath in the new design. So
That's why it's always dangerous if you're putting in your girlfriend's name.
That's why we don't recommend that. Yes.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
Isn't IPL one of those technologies that can fade away and eliminate a tattoo over time?
IPL, is this laser
Intense
technology?
pulse light.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yes, I was just going to mention that, Ken. Thank you. The laser technology has come very, very far. Like at Sean's tattoo shop in Waterbury, they have a laser spa in the tattoo shop.
Sean is the wonderful husband.
The wonderful husband of Jessica Martin.
Yeah.
But they have a nurse. She's a registered nurse who runs the laser, and she has a little kind of spa room. And if you have a bad old tattoo and you want to lighten it up prior to getting a new tattoo, I don't think it's come far enough that they can actually kind of, fully erase a tattoo. The ghost of it will always be there, but you can certainly lighten it up enough that you could put something better or newer over the spot. Where the old tattoo was.
Okay.
Yep.
Now, let's talk about your experience, because we were talking about intentional tattooing or intentional, I'm going to do this, and maybe people are going to look at me because of it.
Yes. Yep, totally on purpose. You wouldn't, I wouldn't have done the amount of tattooing that I did to myself with the expectation that it was not going to draw attention. So I'm okay with the attention. Someone apologized to me. People don't talk about it as much as they used to, too. Like people used to stop us all 10 years ago. It was like, oh my God, you have so many tattoos. But now so many people have so many tattoos that it's less shocking. But someone, did mention it the other day. Oh, I was in the grocery store line. Like, I'm sorry, I'm staring at you. And I was like, no, it's fine. That's why we did it. Like, we're not asking you to not look at us or pretend we're not here. It's fine. Look at it. I put it there for a reason.
Is it called, when you look at us, is it such a thing as the tattoo culture?
Oh, yes. Huge. Yeah. We have our own magazines. We have our own conventions.
What are you talking about?
Yes. Huge. Tattoo culture is huge.
Is it called tattoo culture?
Sure. It's just like anything. The tat culture. Yeah.
The tat.
The culture.
The culture.
Yeah.
And you're finding that the people that are in that tat culture are arranged from all walks of life.
Oh, yeah, and there's
we're
there's
not just talking
different-
Hell's Angels here.
No, there's
that
all-
was the you always think Hell's Angels,
sailors and bikers and
and-
things have changed so much. The most recent change that I noticed over the last decade or so is there are so many lady tattooers now. Like it used to be a very male dominated business, and since there's been reality TV shows and contest shows and all that stuff, it's opened the door for a lot of girls. So there are a lot of younger women in the tattoo industry now, and I would say it's more women than men getting tattooed right now too. There's a ton of women just getting covered in tattoos, so that's cool.
Do you choose is this it, or are you going to get a new tattoo?
This is mostly it. I have a couple more ideas of other things that I want to do, and then who knows, because I have friends too who are like at the age, most of my friends are, mid 40s to mid 50s. Like the people we hang out with are our own age. And they've gotten to the point where they've had a sleeve for so long that now they're just going over it. Like a friend of ours just
What do you mean,
just right over it. So he had a sleeve of tattoos, and then he decided he wanted to freshen up or change it. So he just got big birds tattooed over his pre-existing tattoo. So they're darker. It's a lot of black with some white highlights, but it looks like he has a brand new tattoo because this stuff was lightened enough over time.
And it does get light over
Yes,
time?
yeah. Just the UV light of the sun and your aging skin will lighten up the pigment. over
Will
time.
you, like I noticed, I mean, like, let's face it, my skin sometimes looks like an alligator handbag, everyone.
Got that crepe paper skin?
Well, you can't help it at a certain age. But does that affect how a tattoo looks?
Yes, not only how it looks, but also how it's applied. Like for the tattooer, like everyone's skin is different, so how you work on the skin will vary based on your customer. Like if you have someone who's young and supple and everything's nice and easy to tattoo,
Right.
older skin is thinner and more likely to break or tear or
Yes.
have a blowout. So you have to.
I know. Yeah.
nuance
Okay.
it.
So what's this blowout business?
Oh, so if you are trying to make a line in tattooing, or I don't want to say if you press too hard, or if it's a thing where you're making a nice straight line and all of a sudden, like, think about, this will be a good one for you, like pen and ink. You're doing a drawing with a pen and ink and all of a sudden you get the splat. Like,
Oh my God! Did I have?
that
Oh,
can
well,
happen in
yeah,
tattooing.
yeah,
And then you're like, this is ruined.
yeah, yeah. I was thinking about that just this week. That when I started school, believe it or not, there was an inkwell on my desk.
Stop it.
Honest to God, it had a whole.
It was an
they were-
old desk. You weren't
wa-
actually using it.
No. We were using
Oh
inkwell.
my God.
In second and third grade,
Wow.
there was an inkwell, and I learned to write the alphabet, etc.
calligraphy
With
with
a
your quill
pen,
pen?
with my quill pen.
The nib.
And you even know.
Yeah.
And you would dip it in, and if you held it longer, it would
blow out.
blow out.
Bleed. Yep. That's
what we're talking about.
That's what we're talking about. Yeah. So
Are you amazed that this man had went to school? Can you imagine that, everyone? 70 years ago, in America, we were teaching kids how to write with pen and ink.
And now kids don't even learn how to write. They just type on a tablet.
Yeah, no, it's exactly right.
crazy.
And when I began theater for makeup, I used grease paint.
Wow. Yeah, that's
Grease paint.
Yeah.
Which is like putting oil on your. I mean,
Yeah,
like
that's
it
not
is
good.
it is
Yeah.
grease.
Yeah.
It is grease.
How was that to get off? Like
It was how was that to get on to begin with? It
yeah,
had
okay,
this
difficult.
strange. Jack Gaffney was the director, and he believed that we all ought to learn how to use grease paint. There's a show called The Roar of the Grease Paint, The Smell of the Crowd, and it really is true that actors wore grease paint. I'm not even sure whether it was lard colored or whatever, but it was nasty.
can't even imagine.
So,
what that
so
would
Bob, is that
feel
the
like.
same as the gold paint that was used in some of the movies?
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Would that it actually cause you to suffocate?
Oh yeah, right. If you're
I don't
covered-
know. I wasn't. I didn't
skin
grease
can't
paint my
be-
whole body.
Uh-huh.
It was bad enough that I had
And
to grease paint my face.
did you ever have any of that paint that had the radioactive elements in it so that you glowed? Oh yeah, we did. We
Glowing on
we, we,
stage.
we put that stuff on people too.
Oh.
That can't be good.
All right. So Jess,
Yes.
you've done your tattooing. You have a tattoo that you regret?
Oh no regrets.
No regrets.
No regrets. No, I've covered up some tattoos.
Yeah. Okay. So what?
already there were just some- they
give
were-
me an example of
They were
something
older. So I had a tattoo on the front of my right leg of like a cartoony little girl in pigtails that was like holding a teddy bear that was very cute.
that sounds like Chucky to me.
Yes, it probably looked like Chucky. Yes.
Yep.
But over time,
What's Chucky's girlfriend's name? Charlene?
Oh,
I don't know. I don't know.
You're more keyed into Chucky than I am.
I
Bob,
don't
I'm
know. I
sure.
don't know. Yeah.
But I got it probably in my early 20s. So by my mid 30s, it had faded out a little bit. It didn't look as great as it used to, and I had a good idea for a big tattoo, but I didn't have a lot of room for a big tattoo. So
Sure.
I went to my friend Justin and I said, "Hey, do you think you could cover this up? And here's my idea." And it was another girl, like it was going to be another face with eyes and
Right,
stuff. But
right.
I had him do a bee queen, like a queen of bees. So he turned the other girl's
wow.
face
Yeah.
into a new face and added, flowers and a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
But I have
Tiffany.
a whole new tattoo.
Yeah. Well, here's
Tiffany, you
Oh,
asked.
that's Chucky's
Yeah,
girl.
yeah. I have one more question before we take a break. In doing my temporary tattoos,
Yes.
I have noticed that when I want to do it only on this arm here,
Okay.
because the tattoo is basically for me.
Yes.
And I get enjoyment out of looking at my
Just
tattoo.
like- you're just like an 18-year-old girl. So you're putting it on upside down, first of all.
So wait a minute. What's so explain to me.
I don't have a good example. If the tattoo, when you hold your forearm up, if
Yeah.
the tattoo is facing right side up to you, it's
Yeah.
upside down. So it should be positioned so that when you show your arm to me, it looks top up, top toward the elbow crease. So when you show someone your tattoo, they can see it. But what you just said is tattoo culture today. It's just for me. Like, if it's just for you, get it somewhere where no one else can see it.
Listen to you. This is
No, it
this is etiquette.
it's
This
okay.
is
No, it's
Are we
tattoo culture
encouraging
etiquette.
Bob to get a tramp stamp?
Yes, I would love for Bob to get a tramp stamp. This has changed. So culturally,
I'm calling you, Kenny.
I'm older in the business now, right? So I have to accept that things change and culture changes. But that is what people do. They get, love, but it's the wrong way. It's facing them so that, because it's for me and it's to remind me. And that actually is okay.
But okay, so but then I'm doing a heart.
Yes,
Okay.
it should be this way.
It should be that way.
Yes, point
So
toward
point-
your wrist,
Point toward the wrist.
top toward your elbow.
Okay.
Yep.
A rainbow.
Like this, arch toward your elbow.
So it looks like a U from my end and an
Correct.
N from your end.
Yes. Yep.
A giraffe.
Head up, right? Legs down. You want
Legs
to show
near
it?
my
Wrist.
okay. You don't ever do it from the side, do you?
You can. That's the great thing about it. You can do anything.
I know,
right?
I know,
What's
but
proper.
well, I want to fit into the
Right.
if I want to fit in, why would I have a tattoo?
You have to get a real tattoo if you want to fit into the tattoo culture.
Do you
I'll
look- wait,
I'll
wait.
look up the temporary tattoo culture for you and tell
Well,
you.
this is very good.
I'll look into
These
that.
are very afraid people.
Now I want to
probably.
see Bob come in next week with a giraffe.
Yes, I want a giraffe tattoo. I want to see. We'll get a whole.
No. The only tattoos right now I've got are these. I was going to do a triangle or something. Now a triangle
Point
but-
towards your elbow.
pointed toward my elbow,
Mm-hmm.
but
I guess-
could I do it the other way? I mean, that's
Why
the.
not? It's a triangle, right? I guess. Yeah.
It doesn't have a beginning,
top
a
and
middle,
a
and
bottom.
end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. You could do it even this way.
Okay. Now the placement of the tattoo on my arm.
Yes.
When I placed the tattoo in the center of my arm,
Mm-hmm.
and then when I turned it, it looked when
Oh, it
people
distorts. Yeah.
it distorts. It looks like it's off center for people.
Yep.
So do I off center it? How does that work?
You put it where you want it, but this is something we do in tattooing where we put the stencil on before you put the tattoo. So it's like a temporary tattoo. It's just the outline for
Right.
the artist to work from.
Right.
So they have you stand up naturally,
Right.
wherever you would stand, put the stencil on, and then you kind of roll around your arm to see. But it's always going to distort when your body moves. So like the easiest places to put it are like right in the center of a bicep, of a forearm, where it doesn't, bend as much. but-
Okay, so it's there. All right. So how about now? Is there if I'm only going to do one, better on my wrist or in the middle of my arm?
Where do you like to look at it? That's the.
Oh, I could look at
That's
my
you're like
arm
anywhere
where
on
I
the
don't
arm.
care.
Yes. No, you can. And why don't you put both? You have temporary tattoos, so put one here, put one here, put one here.
No. It's just just a tiny.
Just a
This
little.
is a little. This is sort of a. Well, they're getting bigger actually. Yeah,
I'm telling you, I'm gonna go on Amazon and get you the biggest temporary tiger tattoo I could find. And we'll stick
Jessica,
them
I
on
bet
you
you in
next
about
time.
6 months, Bob will come walking in here with a sleeve.
I can't wait. Oh, I could get you one of those shirt sleeves too. You could wear. They got like a nylon. You could. Put
Oh
on
no!
it.
That's cheating. You mean I'm going to wear a body stocking in order to be
Yes,
tattooed?
with your tattoo
Oh
sleeve.
God!
yes.
God!
I can't wait to tell this to Sean. He'll be giving you a tattoo on air next thing we know.
Oh my God!
I'm planting the
No,
seed.
no. Oh yeah. I do. What about the tattoo culture? Do they look at temporary tattooed people and say that's not? What are you thinking? What are they thinking about me? Not that I care.
We don't usually pick on children, Bob. It's mostly kids that use temporary tattoos and adults for theater, Halloween,
Yeah, Halloween.
costumey stuff. So I think I don't think anybody frowns on it. I think people think it's fine. They're like,
But
try it till you want to buy it.
Well, why wouldn't you want to switch it up every other week?
That's also true. I wish I had thought of that. I'm stuck with this now, and I.
But you're lovely.
If only I had gotten some temporary tattoos.
Yeah. Hey, have you ever heard of Jacob Collier?
Jacob Collier. I don't think so.
No. Well, I'm going to play him later. I decided I'm not going to play him now. Only because I reckon our 7 o'clock song is by Billie Holiday.
Oh, okay.
You know Billie Holiday?
I have heard of her. Yes.
Yeah. Who is she?
Well, I'm thinking jazzy singer.
Yeah.
Songwriter.
Yeah. Was there a film ever based on her life?
Oh, what's the film?
Well, there are tons of films out there.
Films.
There's the Lady Sings the Blues with Diana Ross was the big one.
Okay.
Yeah. She was known as Lady Day.
Ah, okay.
And the reason why she was known as Lady Day was Lester Young, who was known as the president. Mm-hmm. And there was Duke Ellington and Count Basie. And so Lester Young said, there's Duke Ellington and Count Basie. And so you are Lady. You are Lady Holiday. And then they Lady Day.
Okay.
And then she said, I'm going to call you Prez. So Lester Young was Prez. Lester Young, Billie Holiday, you can read. I did it in my Instagram last week. I watched this great film. I think it's on Prime or Netflix called Billie. Billie is the way you spell it. And there was a woman who was going to do write a book on Billie Holiday. She was working on it for years, and she did all these interviews with Billie, with other people. Maybe Billie had died by that point, but she was obsessed, and she had all these interviews on tape, and then she died. And it never got done.
Came out. Got it.
So what they did was they took the tapes and they made a documentary.
Oh, nice.
Very interesting. A very interesting woman who really led an unconventional life. Unconventionally in terms of her partners, unconventionally in the way she sang. She was addicted to she was addicted to medication and or more reefer in the beginning and then heroin and etc.
Yeah.
And you learned about her in a different way, and it had some of the great songs of Billie Holiday, and I got to really begin to appreciate the talent of this vocal stuff that she does. And so I thought I'd play you a short song that she recorded with many of the people that she had relationships with. She was in the band with, or
Sure.
whatever. I mean, a lot of people, including Benny Goodman. And she, interestingly enough, as a black woman, was in bands, and they would be touring all over the South. And Billie would have, if it was a white band, and they were white bands playing black music in a way, because jazz was invented by the black man. But Billie had to go in through the cook store or sleep elsewhere or she slept on the bus, et cetera, until she began to be an activist with her music. There's a great song called "Strange Fruit" that you ought to listen to, which the Strange Fruit is our lynched people, et cetera, et cetera. So at any rate, here's a happy Billie Holiday. She wore her, like a tattoo, she wore her life on her sleeve, her soul on her sleeve. This is Me, Myself, and I, Billie Holiday and Lester Young.
Me, myself, and I are all in love with you. We all think you're wonderful, we do. Me, myself, and I have just one point of view. We're convinced there's no one else like you. If
Underwriting support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Greater Westfield Chamber of Commerce, the voice of business for the Greater Westfield communities. Informing, educating, and advocating, the Chamber provides opportunities for members to make meaningful connections on local, regional, and state levels. For more information on the Chamber's many events, workshops, and programs, as well as the benefits of membership, visit westfieldbiz.org. The Chamber focuses on the most important economy, yours.
This is Ken Stomsky from Ken's Den on WCPC 15 and 89.5 FM, Tuesdays, 8 to 10.
Community Radio 89.5 WSKB.
Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM, WSKB Westfield.
Wow, it is Tuesday, July. It's July 18th, right?
July 18th.
Was Father's Day this past week?
No,
Next week?
last month.
Last month. Oh, geez. Oh, I'm way off.
I'm not a father, and I never wanted to be one.
No, so there.
Steve Zeus.
Okay, yeah. Hey, we haven't mentioned Jessica Martin Realty, the Martin Hives.
Oh, thank
Jessica
you.
Martin Realty is at .com, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
JessicaMartinRealty.com.
But
yes,
okay,
please.
so you have finally moved into your house.
I have, Bob, yes.
Look, the realtor moved into her house.
I finally have had a taste of what all my clients have been going through for years, which is buying in a difficult market, moving, which is terrible. I hate moving. And we're not going to be settled in for a while, but we're so happy.
So tell us, what did you learn that you're going to apply to your clients?
Well, I think I am pretty empathetic. Is empathetic the way you say
Yeah,
it? I've
sure.
got some empathy, so I
Sure.
I don't think I take for granted what people are going through during the process, but
Right.
the process of spending a lot of money, making a major purchase, and then actually uprooting your entire life and putting it in boxes and moving it to a new location, like, it's almost traumatic, even though it's exciting.
Oh,
and
it is
positive.
traumatic. It's one of the
It's
most,
crazy.
therapists. I remember we all had this list of the
Right?
most
The
trauma.
top 5 horrible
Oh
things.
my God, death
moving.
and moving.
Yes, right? So now I definitely, I haven't moved. I think I lived in the house we lived in for 17 years before we moved. And Sean and I have been married for 14 years. So he's lived with me there for 14 years. So it's the longest place both of us have ever lived.
Oh my gosh.
For a long period of time.
Yeah.
And so it was a little bit emotional to leave that. And then, of course, when you're going through your things, we don't have that much stuff. We are
Yeah.
very minimalist.
Yeah.
But even just the amount of stuff you have, you get the sentimental memories that come up when you're pulling out the boxes and packing up the things.
Right.
And
Do
then
you
have to
use
find a
that
place
time?
to
Did
move.
you use that time to get rid of stuff?
Yes. Yeah. And again, we didn't really have a lot. We did a big cleansing in 2014. Sean lived and worked in Ireland in 2014. So we had
yeah.
done a big downsizing then. And it was very cathartic to have, free space in our tiny house. But things creep in like they always do. So it was a very good time. Mostly clothes is what we got rid
Clothes.
of. Like you go in the closet, you start pulling things out. And you're like, what the heck is this in the
Yeah.
back? Like, just toss it in Goodwill because
Yeah,
I
yeah.
haven't even seen it. I know I'm not going to wear it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we did. We got rid of a lot, and we're still under construction a little bit. There's still some painting going on and like finishing touches. Our shower is not finished, which is tricky.
What about the kinds of things that a realtor does for his clients, and you're doing it for yourself, signing and all those kinds of
Yeah, no,
thing.
being on the front lines, I'm always a witness, right? So I'm never
Yeah,
the
sure.
actual one.
Sure.
So yeah, going to the attorney's office, having to write the big check for your down payment and take.
What
on
about
that
the
mortgage.
walkthrough? Were you a different
fun.
person doing a walkthrough?
Yeah, well, to be honest, I'm easier because when you do this every single day, you have better eyes for, what could be going wrong or what you should pay attention to during a home inspection. So I honestly, I never recommend clients to do it, but I always waive my home inspection because I don't need a home inspection. I can kind of go through the checklist, and I know how the major systems work, and I know that the roof looks old, so I don't need the inspector to say, hey, your roof looks old. Like, I know I'm going to need a roof in the next 5 years. It's no big deal. So I did something that I never encourage clients to do, which is I waived my home inspection.
Okay.
Which is what helped me get the house, because
really,
it's a very competitive market. Yes.
And
so,
well, in a competitive market, do you have to do that kind of thing?
I wouldn't say that you have to, but it is very attractive to sellers, so it will help, because the highest offer is not always the best offer, and when someone has to look at 10 offers, the first ones I want to see are the ones that waive their home inspections, because that's one thing the seller doesn't have to worry about, is a big issue coming up. So I would, as an agent, I would say to my client when I was presenting offers, here's the stack that waived the home inspections, here's the stack that wants to have home inspections, now let's look at the dollars, like, because this pile's going to be more desirable.
Yeah. Would you recommend in this market anything else that would make what would make my home really attractive to people?
So as a seller, just the for sale sign makes your home attractive, because there are
Really?
there's not enough houses for sale. It's bananas. Like, I had an open house in Westfield about a month ago, and we literally had 100 groups come to the open house. I've never seen anything like it, and I'm going to have another one next weekend. And I booked like 2 other agents to come help, because I expect so many people to come. Yeah, there's no houses for sale. So as a seller, it's a beautiful time to sell, but it's a terrible time to buy. So if you're going to sell, you have to have a plan of where you're going. So if you already have another house, or you're retiring down south, whatever it might be. But honestly, it's a little bit dark, but I'll say it. The only houses I'm selling right now are estates. So dead people's houses are the only houses that are available. Everyone else is not selling their house.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Which we can say that question. Kenny's not in the box there. We earlier on were talking about that. Kenny lives in a murder
stigmatized properties.
Yeah,
we have a vocabulary word for that.
Yeah,
I heard that when I was on my way in.
Yeah. Do you
murder house? I've shown some murder houses. I've never had anyone buy a murder house, but I think I've been in at least 2.
Do you admit to the people that
Great
Granny?
question. In Connecticut, we are it's not a material fact. So it's not considered a material fact. You do not have to disclose it. So as the seller, if someone died in the house, you do not have to admit it. Even if someone asks you point blank, you could say, well, I don't know. In New York, it's the law. You have to disclose it. So it depends on where you are, whether or not you have to disclose it.
Well, how about in Massachusetts?
I don't know. I think Massachusetts and Connecticut are the same. I'll look that up for you.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I don't think in Massachusetts you have to disclose either. But if people ask, like, I will tell them. Like, if I know, I have no problem telling them. And it's not super important with regular natural deaths, like someone died at home. You read it in the obits all the time. Died peacefully at home, surrounded by their family. Like,
yes, right.
That's a good giveaway that someone died in the house you're about to buy if you look up the obituary.
Yeah.
And if a house is more than 50 years old, I always say assume someone died in it, because that happens, But home buyers don't care so much about that. I get maybe one every other year that's like, can you find out if anyone died here? Can you find out if anyone died here? 'Cause some people are weird about that. But what Ken was talking about earlier, like an actual stigmatized house where there was a violent crime or a murder or something like that, I think that's a bigger concern. And there are people who really want that for the creepy reasons. And then there are people who would just never, ever consider buying something like that.
There's a house on Western Avenue. We were talking about it earlier. That's the murder house. The only unsolved murder in Westfield, apparently.
Crazy.
And it's Professor Allens from Westfield State University. He was the leader in the Whole Foods movement that led to frozen foods, et cetera, et cetera.
So funny. How long ago did that happen?
1800s or so. And you can actually see pictures of the body lying there. And Shelley, the owner, will take you to the bullet hole.
Oh, interesting.
So I would think that kind of house, it would be like selling Lizzie Borden's house.
I was just going to say, Lizzie Borden's house is a bed and breakfast. You can go stay there. So that's the thing.
Yeah.
Take a stigmatized property and profit from it. That's a great idea.
Is that a good idea?
Why not?
Yeah. Or how about if somebody famous lived in your house?
Oh, that's a thing too. I don't think I've had one of those. I stayed at a B&B once where Eddie Van Halen had stayed. That's like the closest famous thing.
yeah.
But a famous person's house, I don't know. We had...
There's a house in Ogunquit that was Toady Field's house. Remember you don't remember the comedian?
I don't remember.
The 60-year-old, 70-year-old people remember there was a comedian like Phyllis Diller, who you maybe don't remember either.
I remember
Phyllis
Phyllis
all right.
Phyllis Diller, because they used to do Scooby-Doo with Phyllis Diller. Was a as a kid, I remember.
Yeah. Well, Toady Fields was a big comedian during the 60s, and she had a house that she lived in Ogunquit, and now it's a bed and breakfast.
Nice.
So for some people, that was a cachet. You're staying in
there.
Toady Fields' house, et cetera, et cetera. So this still is a bad market.
Yeah, for buyers, it's a terrible, terrible market for buyers. It's very, very difficult to buy a house. It's an awesome market to sell a house. But if you don't have somewhere to go,
right,
obviously don't.
So what are you realtors doing? I'm
selling dead people's houses. That's all the houses I have for sale right now are all because someone died. So I'm selling for the family members.
Is that that's a different whole thing because you're dealing with people.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And then. Well, the Plass family certainly gave you an experience.
We had an experience.
Yeah, that of mothers, of sisters and brothers.
Yes, so I'm dealing with more of that more often now because it's 5 siblings. Like the house, I'm going after the radio show. I'm going to meet a gentleman here in town to sign his documents to list his house. But same thing, he's a grown-up adult man who has grown-up adult kids of his own, and it's his mother's house who's passed away. But he's the executor on the will, so it's his signing. But there's 4 other siblings that I'm also in touch with. So it's extra work, but they're really the only houses that are available right now is estate houses.
What do you think? Are they going to be on a scale? No, you're going to say they're going to be wonderful because you want him to sign. But but,
so far, they've actually been okay.
Yeah. Have we been exceeded? Has any other family exceeded you in the work that you had to do for us?
Plass family, that's a tricky one. I've actually had. I enjoyed working with your family, tricky as it was.
Yeah.
So it was fine. So I will say I've had more difficult transactions than that. And you guys, I mean, overall, you did get along fine. So
yeah. But there were some moments.
It was extra.
It was extra. She was dealing with our neuroses. Everybody.
It was extra. Plus the tenants, when there's tenants involved too.
Oh God,
a lot of extra.
Oh yeah. Hey, so I was going to play Jacob Collier earlier. I'm going to get this quickly in because. I think Sean would enjoy if if he doesn't know who Jacob Collier is. He's an Englishman. He plays every kind of instrument, writes his own music, I think came up through the Instagram multimedia, what do you call that, internet world? What do you call that?
When you're...
when you're an influencer,
you're an influencer. You're viral.
He used to do those. You can YouTube the Flintstones theme, for instance, where you have 6 or 7 people singing a song in harmony, and they're all the same person, or playing an instrument, etc., etc. But he is touring, and he's a really wonderfully different kind of musician.
Cool.
So this is a song that he wrote called "The Sun Is in Your Eyes." Could we play that song? Mr. Kenny Stomsky steps up to the microphone and says, yes, he's going to play the song.
The sun is in your eyes. The sun is in your eyes. Throw me the cold. Throw me the cold, cold water of your smile again. To take me by surprise. You take me by surprise. Oh. Throw me the bold treasure of your lips. lips again. And where I go, you lead me in the right direction. And with your love as my protection, I'll be a world of your projection. Where I go, singing songs to your affection, with rhymes to your perfection. In my eyes see a reflection of you. I see you clearly now. I hold you dearly now. The sun is in my eyes.
Underwriting for Community Radio on WSKB is brought to you in part by Rockies. Over 30 convenient locations throughout Massachusetts, Rhode Island, New Hampshire, Connecticut, and Florida. One of the nation's largest ACE dealers. Expertise and great product selection in paint, hardware, lawn and garden. That's Rockies. Rock solid service since 1926. On the web at rockies.com.
Listen to me, Michael Buster McMahon, Mondays 8 to 10 a.m. to learn the stories behind your favorite songs. Or don't. I'm not the boss of you.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB. Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM WSKB Westfield.
Wow, it is Tuesday, and maybe you're watching on a Friday, but so what? We're archived on YouTube, everybody. If you're watching and you miss our show, you can always catch it there. Shout out to all of the people in Agawam, Southwick, and Westfield that are watching, and a special shout out to all the people that follow me on Instagram.
Instagram Bob, I love it.
What's your Instagram number? We're going to get you back on.
I know. I am Jessica Martin Realty on Instagram. You can find me there. I have not been on there in a while, but I still exist, and I'm sure I'll be back eventually.
Well, I'm going to force you back.
Take a break.
Plus Bob is mine, basically, or Wow It's Bob. I'm not sure whether Wow It's Bob will work, but at any rate, I was I'm reading a great book. Look at the length of this book, everybody. It's like
Bob likes a big book.
Well, you know what?
I like big books and I cannot lie.
It's true.
It's one of those things that if it's a good book, I love it. If this was a lousy book and it was 500 and some odd pages, I might not finish it.
I was just going to say, would you power through and finish it, or would you put it down?
Oh, it would depend.
How bad it is?
Yeah. I'm trying to think. I would probably, my ADHD would kick in, and I would say I have to finish. I have to complete the task.
Are you officially diagnosed as ADHD?
Oh, yeah.
Official?
Yeah. OCD, ADHD. You got it.
Are we medicating you for this?
No.
No, okay.
Well, yeah.
Natural Bob.
I'm chronically depressed, anxious, you name it, whatever.
So
I've
decided
been
not to fix it with medication.
No, I've been medicated my entire life.
Yes. Is it
explains a lot, everyone.
The cause of or the solution to your problem?
Yeah. It's like all bald. I say this all the time. You've heard it. All barbers are bald and all therapists are crazy.
That's true.
Oh no, the word crazy is that's politically incorrect.
We can't say crazy anymore.
Well, it's I don't know.
Okay. I'll be careful when using crazy. I'll consider the context.
Yes, yeah. We're what's her name? the woman sang that song.
Patsy
Crazy
Cline.
Patsy Cline.
Yes.
Yeah.
What are you, mad?
Yes.
I'm mad about the boy was Noel Coward's Crazy. Noel Coward's version for I'm mad about the boy.
Mad about the boy.
Yeah, back
Got
Noel
it.
Coward. Amor Tolls. Amor is it's AMOR TOWLES. It's the Lincoln Highway. He wrote Gentleman in Moscow. I'm sorry. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Back up here.
Yeah.
Gentleman in Moscow.
Okay. That book gets really good reviews, and I've not ever read it, but a lot of people have said to read The Gentleman in Moscow.
Yeah, and
so.
actually the first one that he wrote, The Rules of Civility, another
Also
wonderful
good.
book.
Okay.
And a character from The Rules of Civility, a character in this book has a relative who is in The Rules of Civility.
Okay.
They're all different stories. He writes in a wonderful way in that this book takes place over 10 days with 10 different characters telling about the 10 different days.
Oh, okay.
And so you have different voices. It's in third person as well as first person.
Oh, I like that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And it kind of like goes from you kind of it weaves in and out of itself. It weaves into the past and into the future and back into the present. It's easy to read. It's like Mark Twain, Charles Dickens, John Irving. It's up there. This guy in this book, particularly, not so much Gentleman in Moscow, but in this book, he approaches that kind of novel that has interesting characters, a story that travels. It's a traveling story. It's like a Mark Twain book in so many ways. And quite honestly, this guy is very intelligent, and in the way how he weaves in the story of Ulysses from Homer, et cetera, et cetera. Don't be daunted by the size of it. You're going to enjoy every moment of Amor Tolls, The Lincoln Highway. How about you? What do you got for us?
Well, I'm going to have to pick up this Lincoln Highway because, to be honest with you, I just thought the other day, man, I really haven't been reading. Through the move, it's been just a lot of working, unpacking, and then being tired. So I haven't had a book for probably 10 days or so. So I have to
wonder
get back
if there's
on
a book about
that's
somebody
a good
who
one.
would move, moved or
That's
whatever.
funny. Although I did read, this is funny, I read a book called How to Sell a Haunted House. That was the last book I read, which is really funny.
Oh, yeah.
Again, it's a horror book, but it was very funny to have the real estate take on the spooky haunted old house. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. How about Stranger in a Strange Land, the Heinlein science fiction book?
Oh.
Since you're a stranger in a strange land.
That might be a good one to read. Yeah, I've not read that. Stranger in a Strange Land. I might try it.
7:59, everybody. Jessica, what is something that you need us to know? Give us a bon mot for our final.
Something you need us
bon
to know.
mot.
Oh, that's just too much pressure, Bob. I just need everybody to be kind and have a wonderful day. How about that?
All right, that's good. What, are you going anywhere, or got any stuff?
Straight to work. I'm going. Yeah.
Oh, straight to work, which is JessicaMartinRealty.com.
You
and
got it.
if Martin Hives on Facebook as well.
Sure, martinhives.com.
Yep. A great guest. We love having you on. I'm going to see you after a few weeks off.
Yes.
And we're going to end. You know, George Gershwin wrote a great opera. It's the Great American Opera, basically, called Porgy and Bess, and a song for summertime that I play every year. But I found this version. Willie Nelson's voice.
Love Willie Nelson.
Oh, my God. He can take an American standard and make it his own. Listen to Summertime by Willie Nelson, everybody. You get out there and volunteer and have a good week or two or so. And I'll see you in a bit, everyone. Love you.
Hey, let's do Summertime.
Bye.
Summertime, and the living is easy. The fish are jumping, and the cotton is high. Your daddy's rich, and your mama's good looking. So hush, little baby, don't you cry. One of these mornings, you're gonna rise up singing, and you'll spread your wings, and you'll take to the sky. But until that morning, there ain't nothing can harm you. With your mama and daddy standing by. Summertime, and the living is easy. The fish are jumping, and the cotton is high. Your daddy's rich, and your mama's good looking. Hush, little baby, don't you cry. Hush, little baby, don't you cry. Hush, little baby, don't you cry.